Xavier Worthy leaves with the shoulder sprain. That was a little bit quieter. We just saw, I mean, a lot of people seen the play. Worthy extended out for the ball. Great catch. Kader Kohu just happened to try to make a play on the ball and landed right on top of him, drove that shoulder straight into the ground, which is unfortunate. But from what I understand, it's a mild sprain. I think imaging didn't reveal anything concerning. But where it gets complicated, Mitch, and I'd love for you to weigh in on it, he had surgery on that shoulder. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries myself, same shoulder, labrum. Not exactly maybe the same as Worthy as far as like how much the tear was and stuff like that. But yeah, you're always nursing that in some way, shape, or form a lot of times moving forward. So how concerned are we? Because Andy Reid was kind of like, well, he might be out there in the coming days, maybe later this week. He kind of put the timeline of Worthy and Cyrus Allen like around the same time. But I don't know if that means anything at all when Andy says that.
I would say from what they've said, the whole day-to-day thing is more promising than not, in the sense that like this theoretically should only be a few days and he's back out there. Like this specific injury, the flip side that is probably more worrisome than the positive is just like you just got your shoulder sprained on by a guy that wasn't even trying to land on you. Like it happened on accident, all this stuff. He is small, he's slight. That is, the downside to drafting guys who are not necessarily outliers size-wise of the position, but definitely on the bottom end of the bell curve. You worry about that. You look at like Deshaun Jackson in Philly, and I think Coach Reed's kind of been chasing that to a degree. Yeah. He was incredibly durable for his size. I mean, he was also so explosive and so smart with the ball that he didn't really take big hits, but like he bumped into other guys and he didn't dislocate his shoulder. He got fallen on in practice, didn't have shoulder sprains. You look at someone like Tyreek, who's shorter, but incredibly, kind of stocky and thick and probably heavier than people realize for his height. So he didn't have the durability issues as much because he had 20 more pounds of muscle than Xavier does. So yeah, you look at, I guess, just like the injuries, even if this isn't a big one, they're starting to pile up in a way that's not very exciting and not in a way that you would just be like, yeah, this, 5'9", 5'10", 168-pound receiver is going to make it through a full 17 games and then into the playoffs and feeling good when, again, his main attribute is speed, explosiveness. It's not like a guy who's already, maybe he's, middle of the average speed, but he's a great route runner. He can, make contested catches. Also one of his weaknesses there. So if he's not able to use the speed to get open as much and be a weapon in the offense, be a man coverage beater, and he's being thrown the ball and he's not getting the separation, like it just, this is one that I'm going to take the negative view on. It's not great for the team and, not great for my optimism about the receiver room staying as healthy as it possibly could for the coming season.
Well, because on top of that, when you zoom out, and Nate, I'm not forgetting that you might have something to weigh in about Worthy's shoulder, but when you zoom out, you also have Cyrus Allen, who, yes, he was getting just extra opportunities early with Rice out, but he was taking advantage of it. Nate, you reported he's climbing up the depth chart, was wide receiver 4. They're perceived to be wide receiver 4. He suffers the shin injury that we were all wondering if that was going to be way worse, just based on, I mean, he seemed like he was in a lot of pain, and a shin, like, that can hurt really bad. So especially if there's swelling, Andy's talking about they're waiting on the swelling to go down for Cyrus Allen to return. So you've got that going on. Anything you have on that, welcome to hear it. But then the Worthy thing, and then Rice, he is ramping up and was working in during sevens, as was Snead today, I believe. So they're slowly trying to get these guys acclimated, but you're not that far away from the season. At the same time, it's still early, but just what Nate said, I mean, you've got multiple guys kind of dealing with it, working through things, and we've had the pads on for 2 days.
Yeah, just 2. I thought one of the cruelest parts about that really nice catch from Worthy is, man, if he had just made this catch a day later, he would have had some actual padding to protect his shoulder.
That's unfortunate.
And I was
those guys don't wear a ton of padding on the shoulders. You know that. They're minimalistic at best.
Well, I was wondering, because of the surgery and because of what he experienced last year, was there going to be anything extra on the right side compared to the left side? So, I guess we'll figure that out when we see it. My initial thought with the Cyrus Allen collision with Kaiir Elam was, man, if that's a knee injury, that is devastating. And he couldn't put any weight on the leg, on his left leg. And we were wondering, okay, what is the training staff sort of attending to from our vantage point? He left in the front of the golf cart, and basically the Chiefs were waiting for hours in terms of the evaluation as to like make sure everything was structurally sound, and then also where is the issue in terms of the pain and what the treatment was going to be in terms of like hopefully a rehab that wasn't going to take that long. It's nice to know that like it's nothing broken. He's not done for the year or done for like half the year, because I thought based on the way that the cart came out immediately at practice, I just thought, oh my goodness, like this is one of the worst case scenarios for a guy who really jumped out the moment that he was put in the huddle with Patrick Mahomes. I think big picture wise, okay, you're starting to see Rasheed Rice do some things. It's minimal, but at least he's doing some things. So you just want to see continued growth. You don't want to see stagnation or, of course, a setback. With Worthy,
are we allowed to make fun of that video, or are we just gonna?
No, I mean,
let that. I mean, it's like I
your
get
thoughts,
that
sir.
He's coming back. Yeah, I get that he's coming back, but like that was kind of concerning seeing him run that labored that way on air. I don't know. It just struck me as someone that is pretty far away from being able to kind of run smoothly in the way we've seen him in the past. So, yeah, I mean, everyone was kind of getting their jokes off and stuff, and I have some that I like to make too that I've refrained already from making multiple times. But that's very concerning too. Just moving like that, and again, we're talking about these guys when they come back. What's Cyrus going to look like? What's X going to look like? I just haven't really seen a receiver move like that, and a month later be like, yeah, he's healthy. So I don't know, hoping for the best. Obviously, they're not going to put him out there if they don't think it's the right thing to do for him or for the progression. Right. I think the team actually over time has done a really good job at accelerating guys and getting them into, kind of football shape or better movement shape. But I don't know what you guys thought about that video once you kind of got past the kind of laughing, crying part of it. And if you had any like real takeaway from it.
My first thought was, is that real? And then my second thought was, is this just his version of like a ginger, just like jog through, like let me get my steps?
It looked like he was going fast or trying to. That's the thing.
Yeah, the way the arms was moving. Yeah.
So my question to this is, Nate, since you've been there, you've seen more routes than that from Rice, right? If so, like today during sevens, was he moving around a little bit better than that or no?
Not really. You want to okay. This
We're
is
here
right
for honesty. Lay it on us.
This is right to your point, Mitch. Has he run a route in the last 2 days that was longer than 10 yards?
Wow.
0 routes. For the audio listeners, Nate held up a goose egg. Now, is that...
They're easing him into it, kids. Easing him in.
Do you think he's going to be ready?
He has 6 weeks to get ready. There is no if. He has to get ready, in my opinion, for his benefit and the team's.
I have a question for you. This is an interesting one. Somebody said, whose wide receiver room is more cursed, the Chiefs or the 49ers?
Hey, there's no substation. Hey.
I feel like it still has to be the Niners.
Worse, let's be honest.
Yeah, it has to be. Pearsall on IR, season-ending IR, Ayuk AWOL. What else? You got Mike Evans with a quad.
Yep.
Their first
George Kittle's coming back from the Achilles.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
No, they've had it much worse over the past however many years. They paid 2 guys huge money, and both they like cut or traded, I think, a year after.
A year.
When they got rid of Debo quick. Obviously, Ayuk, they're getting rid of quick.
He's back now on a 1 year.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to get into the jokes, he was the last guy to be dragged like that across the internet for running the way that Rasheed ran.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the Chiefs wide receiver room is a concern. People keep asking, can they bring in a veteran? And that's no disrespect. We were like all these other guys in the Chiefs wide receiver room. They're definitely trying.